Okay, guys, Joe Anthony, good morning. Today is Tuesday. It is June 30th. Wow, where did this month go, guys? Where did this month go? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. We're broadcasting to everywhere and anywhere. And so, what I am doing today, guys, is we're going to have a little discussion on something pretty interesting, and that is stem cells. Stem cells. You've probably heard stem cells mentioned by your friends, or maybe have seen some videos on stem cells. Maybe you've read up on stem cells. What are stem cells? How do they benefit the body? And I'm going to tell you a little story, kind of a true story. At least I believe it's true. Good morning, cup of Joe. Joe Anthony here, having a cup of Joe with you. So, guys, um, have you ever heard of the story of Methuselah? Methuselah. Methuselah is someone in the Bible that actually has, I guess, if you think about it, Methuselah is someone in the Bible that has been known to have lived the longest, 969 years. Okay, in Genesis. If you go to Genesis and you can read about Methuselah, he was related to Noah, believe it or not. And what was interesting is that he was alive right up until just about the flood came, but he had died before that. Now, what is interesting is that the people who perished in the flood before um, the people who perished in the flood died because God had said, that the earth was violent and they were bad and had only bad intentions all the time. So all means all, right? So they were violent, they were wicked, and the only ones that were found to be favorable were Noah, his sons, um, Noah's family, those 8 souls that survived, right? 3 sons, 3 wives, Noah and his wife. And then, of course, all the animals. But what I'm getting to here is what's fascinating is that Methuselah died before the flood. So he didn't perish in the flood. He actually died before the flood. But he lived to be 969 years. Now, when you think of people living during Bible times in pre-Genesis 6 era, what was different about their bodies that is different in our bodies today? When you think about it, how our bodies were made and, you know, what the purpose of human life was to be on this earth was not to just live, 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe 90 years or 100. And we know some now are living to be over 100, 110, 120. In fact, some doctors and some of these nutritionists and health practitioners are saying, that under the right conditions, the body could live to be almost 140, 150 years old. But when you think about somebody living to be 900 or over 900 years, like Noah was 950, and like I said, Methuselah was 969, what was different in their body? Like, did they have a perpetual replacement, re, re conditioning of the body of our cells so that the cells were continuously replenishing themselves, repairing themselves, like stem cells? That's what stem cells really are doing. They do it from the time we're born, and then stem cells just continue to repair. And when we're younger, the stem cell continues to repair, and it just repairs it to a new condition. If you were a kid, you remember when you scraped yourself, whatever, your stem cells would repair it. You sometimes, many times, wouldn't even have a scar. Like, you would scab, and then, like, I remember when I had cuts and stuff, it would scab, and then bam, I would look and it'd be gone. It's just like, it's just completely healed. So there's something that stem cells are doing on an ongoing basis. They're just repairing, replacing whatever is damaged, whatever needs to be repaired, whatever needs to be replaced. So the fascinating thing is what was happening to the stem cells for people like Methuselah that lived to be 969 years. What were their stem cells, his stem cells, doing on a regular basis? And what did people look like that lived to be 300, 500, 600? You know, sometimes Hollywood likes to depict these in different artist depictions of people that just have longer hair, their hair turns white, their body starts to hunch over, bend over. That's not how they look, man. Think about it. If your body is living right now, like nobody can even guess my age, okay? Nobody can guess my age. You got a full head of dark hair, skin is soft, no wrinkles. What is it that I'm doing that is continuously repairing my cells to a younger version of myself when I was in my 20s? Okay, so if you can all see this here, this is something called X39. Okay, X39 is the coolest, newest, highest technology on the earth today. Nothing else like it. Nothing else you will find in a health food store. You cannot find this on the shelf. You will not be able to buy this in any store. In fact, there's a whole list of stuff that we are going to share with you. I'm going to share with you. And if you want to order and you want to find out more, just go to the link that's below, wendyrichtenergy.com, and that will give you some insight, play a video, you can learn a little bit more, and you can actually order some samples. So there's other things that go synergistically. Glutathione, if anybody knows what glutathione actually is one of the coolest things that our bodies produce. But this, again, you know, what am I holding in these little sleeves, right? What is in here? Because obviously this is pretty thin. It looks like a nice, really cool envelope, right? It's a sleeve, and there's a unique type of technology in these sleeves. Okay, here's another one that works on muscle for all you bodybuilders or people that are into health. It's called carnosine, right? Carnosine, carna, muscle, right? Carnosine helps with muscle. Glutathione, and this is the technology that I was talking about that repairs your stem cells. It activates your stem cells to a younger version of when you were in your 20s, when your stem cells were nice and healthy. And it's repairing other damaged areas in your skin, internal organs. I mean, just think about this. I've been wearing these now since last November of 2019, and today is, June 30th, right? So you do the math. So 6, 7, about 8 months I've been wearing this technology. And I started seeing results like the day that I started putting this technology and wearing this technology. So check this out, guys. Okay. So here is a patch. And the minute I touch this, the second I touch this, it's activated because of my body heat. Okay. So I have to put this on like right away, immediately. I'm going to go ahead and place one on my left inner wrist. Okay. So this is the X39. This is the stem cell activation. And the other patches, this is called wearable technology. It's safe, it's non-transdermal, okay? Nothing is entering your body. There is no interference. There's not going to be, so people that are on meds or, it's not going to interfere with anything else that you might be doing. In fact, it'll help you to stop taking some of those terrible damaging meds that people think, oh, my doctor says I have to have it because of my high blood pressure. Oh, I need to have it because of my thyroid or because of anxiety or because whatever. No, these patches, this wearable technology, if you understand what your body is doing as you age, you will understand that, that's why people like Methuselah could live to be 969 years old. I mean, he didn't have meds back then. They didn't have to take meds back then. because his body was closer to a perfect condition. He lived longer, but his body was continuing to repair itself and replace stem cells to a younger version of him. So he did not look like he was 1,000 years old. He wouldn't look a day over 30, a day over 40, even though he was 900. And that's the difference, guys. Today we age. Somebody in their 30s can look like somebody in their 60s, somebody in their 70s, somebody in their 80s. People in their 90s can look like somebody in their 40s, like myself. Now, I'm not going to tell you my age, but I'll tell you one thing. I knew what it was like. I know what it was like because I remember what I felt like when I was in my 20s and 30s, and I feel better today. I feel better today than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s, but I have that energy at my age now. And I could be 969 years old for all you know, right? Because I won't look that age. And that's the difference. In the Bible, people that lived to be 7, 8, 900 years old did not look their age. You wouldn't know them if you saw them on the street today. You'd think there would be somebody in their 30s and 40s. And that's the power of what stem cells were meant to do. That's why we were created with stem cells, because the stem cells continue to repair. The only difference is today, most people start losing their stem cell and they're not replacing their cells to a younger version. So their stem cells, when they get into their 30s and 40s, they diminish in how active they are. And when you get to your 50s and 60s, you're like really below 50%. I think you're like around 20 to 30%. And then of course, over 70, it's see you later. Goodbye, because you're now sitting and you're a couch potato. You have no energy. Your brain is in constant fog. You're not burning calories the way you want. And there's a lot of issues that happen there, and as far as, men with testosterone and all that, look, if you're still active and you're still producing younger stem cells, everything else is going to continue to balance. It's going to be in homeostasis. Yeah, if you want to supplement yourself with testosterone boosters, naturally, herbs and other natural foods, because that's what our bodies are meant to do. Our bodies produce all the chemicals that we need to stay in homeostasis. It's just that when you start not feeding your bodies the right ingredients, and then of course as you age, your stem cells are not as active as they were when you were in your 20s and 30s. And this is why this is so powerful. So the next one we have is carnosine. Now, what I do is I like to put carnosine on my right inner wrist because it works as a complement to the activation from the X39, the stem cell patch. So now this patch technology, this wearable patch technology is unique. There's no other company that is making this type of technology where I can just put a patch on. And both of these patches now, let's say it's 12 o'clock, so I can wear this until midnight because these have a 12-hour life cycle. They are effective like a battery for 12 hours. I'm going to get 12 hours worth of energy out of these patches. Okay, so I've got the carnosine here. I've got the X39, which is the stem cell booster, stem cell activation. And especially right now, guys, with COVID, people have to understand that your immune system is your best defense against any virus, against the flu, against the common cold, against cancer, against anything. Maintaining your body in homeostasis. That's the key, guys. Now I'm going to put in the last one here is glutathione. Now I put glutathione. You can actually wear these anywhere on the body, but I'm going to put this glutathione patch. One of the places that's designated is on the back of my neck. So I'm going to wear this patch, guys, on the back of my neck. All right, so this is going to go right in the back of my neck, right on where your C2 is, like right at the top of your spine, that little bone just below your neck. You can put it right there and bam, you're done. Now I can shower with these on. I can go swimming with these on. Sometimes if it's really hot outside and you're sweating and the moisture gets underneath The adhesive part might start to slip off. So that's the only thing. But as far as once they're on and your skin is dry, they're going to stay on. They'll stay on the whole time. Okay. So now these patches, these three types of patches that I just put on, right? You've got X39, glutathione, and carnosine. All right. There's about 8 or 9 different patches that do different things. There's patches that are specifically for energy, just to boost your energy, to give you a huge boost of energy. There are patches that are designed to make your skin look younger and smoother and wrinkle free from the inside out. So you wear the patch and it actually affects the inside. It activates different genes and cells because you're turning on and activating different and regulating different cells in your body. So that is a really cool patch. A lot of people are really getting some great benefits. Um, Nirvana is another patch that has some really great effects for people who are uh, undergoing unusually high anxiety, and you can wear that patch during the day, and it can really help to lower if you have above normal. Like the X39, I had some bouts with anxiety in different times of the day, different times of the week, and that has leveled my anxiety, almost removed my anxiety. So like I have like fear, which is what fear causes anxiety. And it's sort of like a cycle. So what it does is it helps to diminish your fear. Like it puts you in a balanced homeostasis where you don't have that fear anymore of anything, whether it's being in an elevator or holding a snake or I don't know, being on a plane or, whatever anxiety, whatever things cause you anxiety, the stress just over what's going on in our world today. So people don't understand that when you are in stress, your body is producing bad hormones, bad chemicals, because you're in fight or flight, right? That's why a lot of people produce cortisol. And that's where you get that basketball belly. Um, so what I want to say is back to the original question, is it possible to activate your stem cells to a younger version of you? Like Methuselah, who lived to be 969 years, what was it that kept his stem cells continually activating to a younger version of himself? And that is what was pretty amazing when you understand that, miraculously God was able to, because if you follow the history of Genesis, what I personally believe is that Adam and Eve were created perfect, and their progeny was so close to perfection back then that they had they were optimized as humans. They had their hearts, their heart condition, their organs, everything in their body was like at optimum level. It was so close to perfection, and so they lived longer, and they were under a different environment than we are obviously today, at least pre-flood environment versus post-flood environment, and what the oxygen levels might have been like, because things just were bigger then, like plants and vegetables and greens and things just grew bigger, richer than maybe we see in the post-flood um, environment, that we don't have the same maybe levels of oxygen. But that's a conversation for a different topic, different day. But for now, guys, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and sample these. You get 3 months, 90 days to sample these patches, right? Sample the X39 patch. This is our mission statement: live younger, longer, right? Activate your stem cells, live younger. Who wants to live longer, younger? See, there's a difference. Yeah, some people might live to be 100, but they're not going to look younger, and that's why a lot of people say, oh, I'm getting my gray hairs, like I'm 60, I'm 70. I mean, people start getting gray at 40, even younger. I had a buddy who started to get gray at like 25, 26, 27, 28 years old. He was already gray. So he looked 50 at 30. So there's things that you can change in your dynamics in your body and how you age, and you can age gracefully, as they say. Like there's an actress, Suzanne Summers, who's been wearing this patch technology now since the company started about 15 years ago. She's been using these patches. And what's interesting is that this company had been utilizing this technology for the military. I believe it was the Navy SEALs to optimize the soldiers, to optimize their skills, cognitive abilities, strength, stamina, just optimizing. Wearing these patches can actually optimize, and that's the whole point that I'm getting at, is that you can be 50, 60, 70, 80 and have an optimum body and feel like you're in your 20s and 30s because you're reversing the non-working stem cell to a younger version of yourself, man. And that's just powerful. Like say, for instance, me, I'm a drummer, or I'm some type of an athlete that I do yoga, maybe I'm a fitness instructor, whatever. But I'm 60, I'm 70, no problem. You're going to have the stamina, the energy that you did in your 20s and 30s at 70 and 80. And that's the difference, guys. The longer you wear these patches, like I said, I've been wearing them for 8 months, and nobody has yet guessed my age. I asked somebody yesterday, I said, how old do I look? How old do I look? And they said 38. Now that number came out of their brain because they know what a 38-year-old looks like. They've seen pictures of 38-year-olds. So when they look at me, they say, wow, I'm 6 feet, probably 6'1", whatever, maybe 195, 200 pounds, athletic, so I take care of myself. But if I told them my real age, they would not believe me unless I showed them my driver's license or my birth certificate. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is look, the stuff works, man. Give it 3 months, give it 90 days, 100% money back guarantee, and it's so affordable. You're already spending the money right now. You're already spending the money for nonsense that isn't doing anything like these patches can do for your body, to put you in a better mindset, to have, like that movie Limitless. Imagine having that ability with these patches to reverse your stem cells, to be a younger version of you, to be able to remember things like that, to be able to just super intensify how you feel in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And that's the difference, guys. So with that, I'm going to say, go check out WendyRichEnergy.com. You can see it on the ticker below, down here below. Okay, you see that ticker that's moving across the screen there? Go to that site, watch the video. It's a short video, answer 90% of your questions. You can schedule an appointment also with Wendy. She will help you. She will get you, all the needed answers that you have for any of your questions. But I would say definitely check out the products. I'm, helping people anywhere. I mean, these products are available almost in, I just want to say, like 200 countries right now. They can ship pretty much anywhere. I think there's like 15 different delivery centers, fulfillment centers all over the world. And especially because of the COVID fears that people have, the one thing that you do want to do is boost your immune system, because immunity builds antibodies, right? What would you rather have? A vaccine that you don't know what's in it, or antibodies that your body is going to produce because you have a strong immune system? Now, I'm going to tell you that I have not been tested positive, but I believe I had COVID-19. I believe I was exposed to COVID-19. I had the symptoms for probably one day, and bam, my body, I had aches and pains and just muscle aches and headache, no temp. But in a day, I recovered, and my body produced antibodies, and now I've been exposed to it. I've been on planes. I've traveled on planes. I do wear a mask. I social distance just like everybody else is told to, but I have the antibodies, guys. And that means that I am immune because I've been doing what I knew I was supposed to do. I don't need a vaccine. And I'm telling you, if you want to avoid getting the vaccine, you need to boost your immune system and produce antibodies yourself. And that's the only way you can do it, is by building a strong immune system, because your immune system will produce the antibodies. That's the only way that's as straightforward as I can be, guys. Produce antibodies by building a stronger immune system. And your stem cells are the key, because you start building strong, you start activating your stem cells to a younger version of you. You start building a stronger immunity and producing antibodies. And your body knows it will protect you, but you have to give it the right stuff. Don't be crying to the doctor. The last place you want to go isn't a doctor, is to see a doctor. The last thing that you want to do, guys, is you don't want to go into a hospital for anything. That's why I'm not even going to test myself, because I know my body. I know my body, guys. And that is why I'm just encouraging you, go to wendyrichenergy.com, check out the video, and get yourself started on these patches. And you will see amazing results. Build your immunity. You do not want to get a vaccine. You do not want a vaccine. You want to produce antibodies. And the best way to do that is to build your immune system, guys. Build it, protect your body. You only get one body, right? You only get one body. Protect your body now. Do something for your body now, guys. Do it today. Don't wait. Stop procrastinating. This isn't like, April 15th or paying your taxes. This is you. This is your body, man. And if you're exposed to COVID-19 and you don't have a strong immune system, guess what? It's not going to be good for you. I lost my mother this year. She was 88 in a nursing home to COVID-19, guys. My mother passed because of COVID-19. So I'm telling you, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't want to lose any loved ones. You got to prepare for this stuff now, man. Get your act together. Start thinking smarter. Think smarter, man. And I'm encouraging you to think smarter today. You might not live to be 969 years, and I might not live to be 969 years, but I can fucking tell you this, that you will live healthier now and longer, and you won't have to take a vaccine. You blow right through this bullshit. But the only way you can do it, guys, is patch up. Patch up. Wear these patches. Wear these patches. And exercise and take care of yourself. Peace out. And I hope you have an awesome day. God bless.